Hey, how's it going? It's the Polk here, and welcome back to our New South Wales playthrough. Just kidding. That joke's probably gonna get old, so I won't do it again. But welcome back to our Land Fang series. So we've got a lot of land compared to our last playthrough. We've got only 4 years into the game with this much gain. We're hoping to get through this war that we have by building our one-ship navy. We want to help the Qing out with their fruit, but that sucks because we won't be able to grow that here. Not too much, anyways. But we're going to grab this, finish this war up, and then we're going to look at what we need to do to get the rest of this property. Because we are aiming for miners, not miners, and hopefully not failing this time. I think the future's looking pretty good for us. So here we go. So we got tons of shortages going on, but I'm going to deal with the economic part of the game in a bit. We can declare an interest, and I think it makes the most sense to declare an interest in Indochina here because that's kind of like going to be our border nation. We might be able to trade with them. We also might be able to conquer them. Who knows? But we ballooned from a GDP of like 50K or something to 700 just taking land. Our standard of living went up, I think, from 7 to 10. It went up a little higher than that, but it's come down, but that's fine. We're an unrecognized regional power, so that's also something we're going to work towards as we go, but that's not really a priority right now. The priority I have is getting line infantry, which is already, pushing through natural spread, so we're just going to take that and focus on something else. Maybe shell guns, but I don't think we need to worry too much about production. We did get romanticism, so I need to get greener grass decree going on at least one or two of our provinces or states. Our urban planning would be nice, but we don't even have construction sectors. So colonization, possibly. A lot of options, honestly. A lot of options. Medical degrees would be good for standard of living. But I think after we finish this huge military push that we're doing right now, we're going to need to focus on getting our industry going. And I know we got a little bit of coal, we got a little bit of a railway shortage, stuff like that. So we're going to kind of focus on this area right here, go for the atmospheric engines, the mechanical tools. And I'm going to try to do the cheeky thing where you can grab, because this right here is 12.5. And apparently, well, I mean, not apparently, I know it does happen. So when you finish all level 1s of a tech tree, it actually drops 2.5k off, so you get a discount. So I'm going to try to remember to come back here and stop this at 10k, unless this already pops. It should. Yeah, it should. This will pop before that, so it's not going to be 4 years. It should be closer to 3 years once this one goes. So we're not wasting any time here by going for that while that's going. Okay. We're building another university. We've got a bunch of barracks queued up. I'm going to get this trade center up here near the top, and I'm going to let these barracks build, and then the last university in East Borneo. So we've got North Borneo, Lanfang, and East Borneo as our 3 states. We're incorporating these 2. They're still split because of that war. We just got our navy in, so they have 4 there. I don't think we're going to be able to do it, but I'm going to try it. Try it over here. It's the same thing. 93.3% efficiency, so I think we are going to actually have to, I mean, at a minimum, we're going to need to bring it down to 1 instead of 15, but I think what the smart thing to do here would be probably, I'm going to go ahead and do 4 naval vessels in Lanfang. We're going to move that road maintenance over to Lanfang, and then we're going to get greener grass on as much of these, well, social mobility actually. But we're going to put that there, and then we're going to kick those guys up top. We'll actually kick everything else down. Oops. Wrong button. We'll actually do everything else down so we can get these naval bases done ASAP. We do have a pretty good surplus here. I've already got that maxed out, so I'm just going to go ahead and max out government wages here, and I already got taxes at the lowest possible. Hopefully this university helps out with a little bit of that. So let's keep going, keep things moving. Again, only been 4 years and we've done quite a lot. The only thing we could do is start subventing things to get things into the market, which this is the Qing market, so it's not necessarily our concern. We need to build to get less of this turmoil, but again, I'm not too worried. Where are they going? Who knows? There's people leaving though. I don't like that. We do have quite a lot of radicals. About a third of our populations are radicals, and it's mostly the laborers. It's kind of wild to me that that's a thing with taxes being so low and wages being so high for government employment. But also, I think maybe the war has a little bit to do with that. Yeah, they're probably from just conquering. It'll be fine. Everything's fine. Oh, just what we need. I'll actually pay for that because we can 100% afford that. A Republican? Okay, maybe. We're already a presidential republic. I wouldn't mind being a parliamentary, and elected bureaucrats is fine. Yeah, that's fine. You can come over here and start advocating for changes. Artistic inspiration. Pro Spain? I think we could do that. We might be able to discuss with Spain getting the Philippines. Highly unlikely, but it's possible. Okay, so what I wanted to look at before, and I know I keep pausing the game to do stuff, but what I wanted to look at was, okay, so these two are under the Indies, but these three aren't. So if I wanted to complete a state, I'll do that with that one. But say West Borneo, right? I need this a little bit. So Sambas is, from what I can tell, directly under, okay, so they are under the Dutch East Indies. They're just not at the level that these are. So these are about to be annexed because they're puppets. And these are, it says puppet 2. Wonder why. Pontiac's overlord? Yeah. They're all at the same level, so that's weird that they're kind of showing up, you know, some are highlighted. Are these already? Oh, okay, it's a Dominion. Okay. Wouldn't a Dominion be like more integrated? Like if I did liberate, I'd have to fight the Dutch East Indies. Wow, actually a lot. That's crazy. Okay. But out of curiosity, let's say if I was like, hey, let me get Banjar. I want to annex it. So I would get the Netherlands against me as well as Dutch East Indies and Banjar. And I don't think I could get Qing to join in. It looks like pretty much no. So I need to keep buddying up with everybody who is potentially cooperative with me, including the Philippines and Britain. Looks like Britain's kind of cautious towards us. Spain's also cautious, but Portugal's genial. And of course, they're protective. So we'll see. Hopefully, I didn't tap the mic too hard there. I just hit it with my hand. I talk with my hands, apparently. I was rubbing my eye. Sorry again. Okay. I could build a construction sector to help with that deficit or that overage, but don't know that that's really gonna matter anyways. It might hurt us to do that. It's gonna be like 2K. And we don't have any of the infrastructure built up for that. I built no resources. Once we have like nothing queued up, maybe we could do it then, but okay, so I'm going to, are the Hussars like better than irregular? They are a little bit. So I'm going to put the Hussar into a new army, create a new army, and then we're going to bring the Hussar over. And then we're going to bring 4 of these guys over, and there's our new 4th army with, I guess we have 2 generals now. I guess I'll do that, and then I'm going to look at which general does what, because it wouldn't really tell me in there. So he's got Reckless and Traditionalist Commander, and then he should have the defensive stuff. So we'll actually just move this guy over, so Gendun. I hope I'm saying that right. Oh, another Earthquake. Yeah, I guess we'll pay for that one too. So, not that. This. That army, there we go, confirm, and we should have him, good. So the reason I did that is because we need to have that 5 there, and then we're going to get 5 Navy here, hopefully soon. It's kind of dragon, not the flying dragon, but dragging. We do pay really well for the military, so it's just a matter of people moving to fill up these roles. I don't know. Let me see if we can try it. It's a 60% efficiency. What we could do, though, is we could probably blockade. I've never done this. So let's see what that looks like. I think it's through here. Yep, blockade. And then we deploy them to a C node, which would, I think, be here. I don't know if that's going to do enough, but we're going to try it. Yeah, there we go. So we're blockading them, and hopefully that's going to cause their economy to crash and find out. 56K GDP. Doesn't seem to be moving too much. They honestly may not import much. They're not very big. But we'll just sit here and blockade while we're waiting on our remaining ships to actually get people so that they can actually do stuff. And then we'll be able to do a naval invasion into that island and finish this war up. For other expansion, we could potentially move up to here and start grabbing little things over here. Might even be able to go to like Bhutan, Tidor. No, that's Dutch as well. What about Bhutan? It is not Dutch. Let me look at the buildings here. Really not that much. A little bit of resources, but there's dog water for population. Oh, did we get more gold mines? No. I keep saying that they're expiring, but I'm not getting the option to build gold. Weird. Okay. Well, the military's getting bigger. The Navy's still waiting to get bigger. The other thing I can do is I'll do this. I'll build 2 more, and I'm going to build them in other states so that the population from those states can also help out with that. That's fine. We don't need that. And you know what I just realized is we're not passing any laws. So let's look at laws that we can pass. We can get away from traditionalism. Oh, beautiful. Let's go towards interventionalism. We have the industrialists, and I don't know if we have the trade unions in government. We do not. But we can put them in the Liberal Party. We just have to get rid of the armed forces. Actually, it's right there. I'm going to do it. I know the legitimacy goes down from 100 to 65, but now we've got the trade unionists in here helping us pass this. Law and order. We'll give the momentum to the Liberal Party. They do need iron, so that might be something we end up start building up. We could stop getting earthquakes with 50% devastation. That would be helpful too. So far, this is going really well. There's not a lot of population on the island, but I'm hoping that we can kind of pull more. We should. You need 4 states, if I remember correctly, to get no negative to migration attraction. No, I'm not accepting that. There we go, we got 5 in the fleet. So let's do a naval invasion. What is it saying that? Current order is blockade. That's, I mean, whatever. Alright, let's go for it. It shows they have 0. Now it's showing 3. Okay, let's just make sure he's on attack. He is. Okay. Oh, it's going well. Okay, so we're about to end this war too. And that should clean up this whole border issue. And we might be able to discuss with the Philippines some trade here. Give them a piece of land, or they give us a piece of land. I don't know. We'll see what arises there. Alright, path to liberalism complete, apparently. Moderate liberal. What about reformer? I want to go towards multiculturalism if we can, so I'm going to keep this. And let's start looking at our trade here. So we're not using any trade capacity in any of the states. Well, this one is, a little bit. We also don't have any full states yet, thanks to the Dutch East Indies. We finally have a little bit of a bureaucracy shortage, though. So tech's done. We're working on line infantry now. We ended up with that. They're doing mechanical tools. I don't want to double up on that, so I'm going to look at water tube boiler, since we have coal and we could use labor-saving PMs. Is this touching? It is touching. Okay, well, diplomacy. No one's doing a thing. Okay, annex country. Let's go. It's a very war-heavy playthrough. Normally don't do all this, but when it comes to things like Lanfang, they never really became like Borneo was kind of a hard-pressed country anyways. It wasn't until like modern time that anything really solidified over here. I mean, obviously, it was probably very solidified before the Dutch and China did their colonization down here. But I'm saying like nothing really happened until way later, so it's kind of a fictitious playthrough, and I'm trying to make them as strong as possible, as early as possible, so that we can just focus on building and exerting influence later. So I'm not going to really restrict myself in any crazy way. If something's bordering me, it's touching me, it makes sense to get, I'm going to go for it. What you won't see me doing is colonizing Africa, unless for some reason we end up doing like a snake down there, or if we've got some sort of strategic need for a resource down there. Like, we're not Britain. We're not actively looking for something. Freedom conscious. What? We're not like actively trying to get resources for our industrialization. I know S is the player, we know the future, but I'm trying to semi-role play here, and I don't know that there's tons of stuff down there, because why would I be paying attention to a country in Africa when I'm trying to fight for my own independence? It's kind of a wild thing. So yeah, we're gonna focus on where we're at in the Indies and try to basically kick the colonizers out and get as strong as we can. So our current goal is going to be the Dutch East Indies. So they want to go from total separation to freedom of conscience for some reason. And I'm not okay with that. So we're going to go for a rejection on that and get a legitimacy hit. They don't want the armed forces in the government either. What in the world, dude? Why are they causing so many issues? They shouldn't even be in the government. I'm gonna hit the armed forces with that negative. Okay. It looks like we might need to go ahead and mobilize this other portion of our army just to get this over with quicker and speed up the process. Well, yeah, it'll be fine. Okay, got that. Of course, Spain's pretty strong, so we can't do much with that until we get line infantry to deal with the Dutch. I don't think we should even touch that. Plus, the Dutch have... I mean, the Indies already have the number 19th military in the world, and then they've also got all these little colonies backing them up with the regular infantry. And then we've got, what, the Netherlands here with 25. So actually, the East Indies are stronger than their own overlord. Which I guess it's part of it, so it really doesn't count, but... Oh, Johor? See, that kind of makes sense to grab that, but they've already taken it from us. So maybe Johor, 6+5. We'll wait till we get line infantry to go for anything else off our island, which we just got it. But with line infantry, we're going to need to get guns. So we're going to start a small arms factory. Let's see. So for small arms, we're going to need wood. So I'm going to start working on wood. Oh, we actually have some with Venda now. Incorporate that. Got that incorporating, that incorporating. Okay, we need a bureaucracy. Oh, we actually don't have any. There's East Borneo. I'm going to put it here in Lanfang. Get one there. We'll bump that up at the top. Our military is pretty strong, pretty large already, which is impressive, honestly. It looks like Qing's really struggling with iron. I don't know why. but it keeps popping up here, so I might actually start making them a little reliant on me so that the Liberty Desire goes down, or goes up rather, for me. So we're going to go crazy here, and we're probably going to go ahead and put one in each state. Oh, I have this one too. Luzon. I don't think. I mean, I'll incorporate it, but I don't think that's. Let's talk to the Philippines. Interaction. Draft a treaty. Let's see if they'll do a state transfer of. If I gave you Luzon, would you give me? Probably not. No, it's not even. You would hate that. Okay. I don't have a lot of options right now. I think tech's keeping me back here. What about the Dutch East Indies? I actually haven't considered that. So what if I asked for, what state is this? East Borneo? Like, would they be willing to discuss it? 220. That's actually not bad. Like, they don't hate it. We could potentially do this peacefully. So if I did that and I said, hey, I'll give you, nothing. If I give you my portion of East Borneo, will you give me your smaller portion? Ridiculous. And paying them for it would not be. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll figure it out. That's very expensive. Crap. Okay, they don't have tools there either, so we should probably start on tools and iron, so I'm gonna do... And you need tools to do iron. Yep. Wood is also expensive. Interesting. Okay. I'm thinking maybe a little too crazily here. And maybe we should just do cheap industries for now, which, I mean, it makes sense when you just say it out loud. But I'm just saying that maybe I should... Oh, gosh. I'm going to focus on getting some export economy out. And Fangian Dream. Sure, why not? Alright, we might have to bump up taxes that aren't going to do anything. Plus 49. Okay, since our main focus isn't going to be war anymore, I'm going to bring down these wages a little bit, save on the government dime, and we're going to bump up taxes a little bit. Pressure people into getting jobs. And let's look at... Why do we have... Wow. Okay. Interesting. 3 artillery foundries. Oh, these are fully built. They need paper, though. I'm willing to do it because that'll help us with our income, too. And of course, we need tools for that, so I think early on we're just going to do a good amount of wood because it's even expensive in the world market. And Qing is actually the #1 producer, too. We're going to do that and focus on exporting. Big capacity of 101. Are we... We're not subsidizing those. 2 of 7. Not subsidized. Going to subsidize that one. And we're not using any there. Okay. Let's keep moving. Great Britain damaging relations. That's not good. Hey man, we'll be your subject if you let us. Yeah, we'll make better relations with the Philippines. I like that. Okay, why is Britain hating on us? What did we do? We did nothing. Interesting. Okay, we're finally building up some industry in our country. Wow. Then Fagian's Luzon, which is this one. All that turmoil. I'm going to swap this over to there just to help out a little bit. We're basically putting wood in every state just to get people employed in every state. It'll help with the radicalism a little bit. We have a lot of radicals. It's still 1/3 of the country, but it should decrease over time when we start providing better services and institutions and stuff. So traditionalism is going to be our huge hurdle right now that we're trying to get through. We're on the 3rd stage of it, and that'll help. We did get rid of serfdom already, so people should be a little more able to spend the money they have. We also need to get universities in the rest of our states, but we'll worry about that in a bit. We have a lot of influence we could be using, so I don't know who could help us out here. Maybe the U.S. No. What is Mexico? Oh, okay, hold on. Let me do that. So they hate us, and for some reason Britain hates us. We can't, they've expelled our diplomats, I guess, and Portugal also wary of us. Are we just getting that strong that people are worried that we're going to be... I am a regional power, technically. Interesting. Why are we consuming iron? No idea. Okay, let's check this out. So we've started subsidizing a few of these, and I might subsidize all of them to encourage import-export. These main 3 anyways. I don't know if... maybe... well, they don't even have a trade center, that's right. I'm not going to focus too much on these right now. Wait until they're incorporated, because they don't have a lot of population as it stands. We still don't have a full state. Actually, I think we do. This is our first full state. So North Borneo is probably going to be the easiest to populate. West is going to be hard, and if we can get this state, East would be easy. So yeah, we just have to make it kind of appetizing to be invested in and to trade with. So I think potentially subsidizing this stuff is going to help us. What else would help is finding out where our... oh, we can't set tariff levels, only the market owner can. It's crazy how they need fruit so much. Can we just grow them fruit? Holy hell. We might just do that. Just go crazy with fruit. I mean, why not? Okay, would 20 prestige do anything for us? No, because we can't be higher than a regional power. I'll just go for it. Well, I'm trying to get like a more industrialized thing, but switch that over to, what state is that in? North Borneo, so let's put it there. I'm probably going to push these guys down, and we'll come back to them. Hit the wrong button again. Keep hitting the Windows button. But I'm going to build these banana plantations in Lanfang, and that should give us a nice cash crop that'll help with standard of living here. We've got a 9.4. These guys are at a 17, which is wonderful, and a 7.9, which is really low, so we might need to help them out too. I think a lot of it has to do with the infrastructure here for that one. Yeah, let's go for that one. Give the trade unions a little bit, all that stuff. Still got some bureaucracy deficit. Ports are doing fine. We could probably switch over to a anchorage situation. Or do you need that to export? Oh no, let's go ahead and switch over to full ports. Let's go crazy with it, because that'll help out with that infrastructure down here. Okay, harvest condition. And our tech tree lets us get something else. Still waiting on mechanical tools to go for railways, so if we're going to go a little bit into farming here, might as well go for some some fertilizer. Just minus 10% to the landowners works for me. General's misfired cannon. We'll let that guy step down. We don't need 2 generals anyways. Yeah, armed forces. No, that's not anti-British. Come on, guys. I don't need the largest country in the entire world trying to kill me. I don't care, man. Minus 20% to those guys. Okay, so we're still building fruit here. Have we built any? No. So we're about to build our first one, and that should be pretty good for this market that it's the most expensive in the world, I guess. And iron is as well. Guns. Yeah. I think we can't really fell here. They just need a crap ton of stuff. So I'm going to keep going with the cheap stuff. What'll be next? We're doing fruit right now. Can't remember if I even spread that to Landfang. I did not. I'm a genius. Great Britain's damaging relations now, so I guess we can counter that. Nope, we still can't. Love it. What about France? Okay, I'm gonna need some friends. So I'm gonna put, what, France or Russia? Let me look at the options. Got the 3rd largest military in the world, or the 2nd. Yeah, I think France. And if I put it up here, I believe the Rhine will give me, yeah, it'll give me Prussia and France. So I'll go for Rhine there. And try to get some influence into France and Prussia. Get some new allies, because I don't like that. At least Spain is cooperative with me now. That's something I can work with. How's that fruit game going? Well, it's fully employed. And they're profiting quite a bit, so that's good. Nobody even likes coffee. Interventionalism, 100% zero. Okay, improve. Oh, great. France is protective, and we also have protective Prussia, and apparently Austria is protective. Interesting. So I don't think Britain's going to do anything against us while we've got that going on, which is great. All right. Well, that ends today's episode. I really appreciate you watching. If you like what you saw, please hit that like button. And if you want to see more, please subscribe. I wish you a great day, and until next time.